my time, born in 1955, February 13, 1955, I was a civil rights baby. The same year that Emmett Till was murdered in Money, Mississippi, the same year that the civil rights movement came into national prominence. My father, who at that time was a minister, and I overheard the conversation, said that he and I think about 4 of his minister friends were headed to Atlanta from Panama City, Florida, so in West Florida. I attended the funeral of Dr. Martin Luther King at the age of 13. And it was at that moment that I had an awakening or an awareness of basically what was going on in the country at that time. I stood in front of Dr. King's casket and I made a commitment to a dead man that I would continue. I spoke these words in my spirit that I was going to do something to continue this work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I know God gives each of us an assignment of our own, but this has been something, a way of life for me, working toward hoping that we can bring to fruition that world house that Dr. King talked about.
We want you to stand and receive the First Lady of the movement, Atlanta, Georgia, Miss Coretta Scott King. Receive her warmly. Let's give her some non-violent love. Miss Coretta Scott King.
I'd made a commitment to her that as long as God gives me breath in my body, I was going to continue to espouse the nonviolent message of her husband.
The Florida legislature planted the seeds of Dr. King's philosophy in our communities by creating the Florida Martin Luther King Jr. Institute for Nonviolence.
It was my first bill in the Florida House of Representatives as a freshman legislator. I had the bill passed in '93. People try to figure me out. They wonder why you work so hard for people, why you just put all your energy in helping folks. Well, that's what the Lord has called me to do. I was able to speak with the governor and the leadership, and we were able to receive $33 million for the 3 historical black colleges here in South Florida: Edward Waters, Bethune-Cookman, and Florida Memorial.
Representative Bush.
I don't really have to do a eulogy on Senate Bill 6. I think that the teachers around this state have already expressed how they feel about Senate Bill 6.
When I stand up and speak in committees and on the floor, I always used to say, I'm not standing as a Democrat. I'm not voting as a Democrat. I'm not voting as a Republican. I am voting as a concerned parent, and I'm going to put the people first and not party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.